Lightroom presets are one of the most popular products in the photography world, but they work maybe 20% of the time. Not because the people who make them are bad at editing, far from it, but because of a fundamental flaw in how presets work. And once you understand it, it's hard to look at presets the same way again. Before we get started, you should be aware that I recently released an editing tool for Lightroom on my website that is available for purchase. I want to be transparent about that. I don't want this to feel like an infomercial. Selling it to you is not the point of this video, but I am going to be using the product to demonstrate the points that I'm trying to make about Lightroom presets in this video. If you're curious or you like the looks that you see when I'm demonstrating, feel free to support me, support the channel by purchasing your own copy. But if not, I'm going to give you plenty of ways to get started with the same kind of editing workflow that I personally use with or without spending any of your hard-earned cash. So the entire problem with most Lightroom presets is just the intrinsic nature of presets and how they work. When you apply a preset to an image, you're basically taking all of the settings from another photograph and applying it to what you're currently working on. And very likely on top of that, it's an image taken with a different camera, featuring a different sensor, a different lens, different lighting conditions, different subject matter. And in my experience, when I've used presets, I usually drag the sliders around, kind of fine-tuning, making adjustments for the next 5 to 10 minutes anyway, at which point, what is the purpose of the preset? Now let's get one thing straight. I'm not making this video to disparage anybody who makes Lightroom presets, who sells them, anybody who enjoys using them. They're also a great way to support your favorite photographers, your favorite creators. They can give you an idea of how some of the people you look up to manage their images in post. And the looks themselves can even work well on certain images, but it's the can work well in that sentence that I'm trying to fix with this new editing workflow that I've put into practice over the last couple of years. The solution for me has been turning my attention from Lightroom presets to Lightroom color profiles. And this is something that a lot of people skip over entirely. Color profiles can be much more effective and versatile and flexible in post than a preset can, because it changes the way that Lightroom interprets the color data before you start moving sliders around. If you've worked at all with video, it's basically the same thing as a LUT. The set of color profiles that I build personally is very subtle. It assumes that everybody, including myself, shoots differently, shoots with different gear. So very basically, for the purposes of this video, this workflow, what I think is really cool about color profiles is that they allow you to apply a look or a feel to your image without having to make huge adjustments to how you are used to processing your images, editing your images. You can kind of do everything the same way that you always do, just with a look built in first. As you'll be able to see here, the presets themselves don't really do a ton to the end image. They're very minimal. I've also included some exposure variants, so if you do like the look that you're getting and you want to work with the presets, there's a plus and minus version of most of the color profiles that allow you to kind of emulate what it's like to increase or decrease your camera's exposure comp by about plus 1/3, plus 2/3, or the opposite, minus 1/3 or 2/3. All right, let's look at some of these in practice. Now let's select a sample image to play with. I like this one because it shows what the different color profiles do pretty clearly. I'm gonna hit Command R just to show you that there are no edits whatsoever done to this image. And you have two routes here really that you can take. You can either start with a profile or you can start with a preset. So if you just want to see what the raw color grading does to your image's colors without any of the exposure adjustments, what you can do is up here where it says Profile Adobe Color, you can hit this button right here. That'll show you all the profiles that you have imported into Lightroom. Mine will be in a folder called Nick Gunn, and then here you can browse the different looks. So the 4 that I created that are built for kind of daytime, street, and documentary images are Airy, which is a light and bright and cool; Dispatch, which is more contrasty; Layover, which is a variation of Dispatch that's a little warmer; and Shoreline, which introduces some greens and some cool tones that I personally like a lot for any images that feature like a coastline, water, landscapes, some street images and stuff like that too. Again, designed to be really versatile. There are also 2 looks that are designed specifically for night photography. Those looks are Midnight and Neon. So Midnight is a more subtle blue kind of vibe, and then Neon leans more into primary colors. It's a little grittier, a little punchier. And option 2, if you want a stronger look applied to your image straight away, you can go into the presets that I've included. So each preset corresponds to the color profile that it's named after. So Airy, Airy minus, Airy plus, along with some very basic adjustments adjustments, just not even touching the exposure or contrast, moving the highlights up a little bit, reducing shadows, reducing blacks by a tiny bit, and just punching up the whites a little bit. Each of these presets also includes a little bit of grain, and it reduces the clarity by -15. Again, an adjustment that I do to almost every image. It just gives it that kind of glowy vintage look. But let's run through a few more images just so you can get a better idea of how this works in practice. This one I took in Antigua, Guatemala. One of my favorite images ever. I feel like I should have probably helped this guy push his bike up the hill. Felt sort of bad for him. This is an image that I feel like Ari looks a little too blue on, so I'd probably go with something more like Layover. I kind of like that punchier, more contrasty look. I am going to introduce a little bit more warmth to it just because the blues are getting a little bit crazy in there. Let Lightroom auto fix the geometry, cut out some of this distraction here in the top left, and then maybe increase the exposure a hair, punch up the highlights a little bit, and I mean that's really it. That's kind of all I do to my images. One advantage of these presets is that I think they've streamlined my editing a ton, and they really make it so that I just kind of need to nudge a couple of things in the right direction, at least again when we're talking about well exposed, well lit images that already have pleasing colors and things like that built into them. Here's an example, again resetting the edits, and I'll do the crop quick just so you can see that nothing is happening here behind the scenes. This is one that I'd probably throw Shoreline on. You can see it kind of punches up that blue, sea green, sea foam look in the ocean. We can take a look at the minus. I think that's going to be way too dark, and the plus if you're into more of the overexposed look. I actually like that on this one, so I'm going to go with that. And again, probably just increase the temperature a tiny bit, maybe even put a little magenta in to counter some of that green, but I'm making tiny adjustments really that aren't moving the needle a whole lot. I might drop the contrast on this one a little bit and just give it a little more room in the highlights, make it a little brighter. Super tiny adjustments. This is what my final image looks like, just slapping on a color profile and moving things around for 45 seconds. I mean, we could add all sorts of things like masks and get even more granular with the color grading if you wanted to make very fine-tuning kind of tweaks, but this is really my editing workflow these days. I'll do one more really quick just to demonstrate a darker, kind of more street photography-esque image. Again, reset. This is probably going to be a good candidate, I'd say, for dispatch or layover. I like the blues better in layover, I think, so we'll roll with that. This is what the minus looks like, and the plus variant. The plus variant's way too bright for the scene. I'd probably either go minus or just leave it alone. I think maybe I will go with minus on this one, and actually probably just undo a little bit of my own work by bumping up the exposure, increase the shadows a tiny bit. So maybe I should have gone with the regular look after all, I guess, but yeah, that's really it. Now, one more quick note: if you like the profiles but you don't like the presets, do feel free to change the presets around and save over them or make variations of them. They are very much just a starting point, and they are totally intended for you to play around with and make your own versions of. So how else could you get started with color profiles if you want to try this out but you don't necessarily like the looks that I've come up with, or want to spend money on this? If you're just starting out, if you're a beginner to color grading, I would honestly recommend just try out Adobe's built-in ones first and see how far you can get. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. So hopping over here into the profiles browser, again, we can collapse mine and just open up. You'll see adaptive, artistic, black and white, modern, vintage. Adobe includes these in Lightroom, I believe in classic and in cloud. One thing you can do, a lot of these looks are really strong, is you can adjust the amount here with this slider. So for instance, like this purple one might work on an image one day, especially like maybe a nighttime street photography image if you just turn it down to like 40% or something. But other than that, I mean, you can browse through. There's a whole bunch of looks that you can get started with. This one actually looks pretty awesome out of the box. Not doing a very good job of selling my looks, but if you want to get started again for free and you're a beginner, this is probably what I would personally do. Now, if you're more technical, let's talk about building your own from scratch. It's possible. You just need a lot of color grading knowledge, and you need a software that is designed to build or edit LUTs and also export them as XMP color profiles. So I'm honestly not sure how many tools there are out there like that. If you Google, there's a few. The one that I use to create all the looks that I just released, unfortunately, is no longer publicly available. So bad timing on that. But yeah, if you're familiar enough to be making your own LUTs, I'm guessing you're probably not that interested in this video, so let's talk about the last option that I have for you. If you like the idea of the editing process that I showed you, but you don't like the looks that I personally sell, there are a couple of competitors on the market that I think make really good products. One of them I have tried personally, the other I have not, but I have read and heard pretty good things about it. The first one is a site called RNI, or Really Nice Images. The perk there is that they have a couple of demo profiles that you can download. There are a couple of film emulation looks that they give you for free that you can test out before you buy their full product. The other one is a site called Filmic Lab. I think that their product looks and sounds fantastic. It's something, again, that I'd like to try out personally, but those are the two recommendations that I would make specifically for people who sell profiles, not just presets. One last thing, fair warning, I would consider both of those products to be on the pricey end. Whatever you wind up using, the workflow is the same. You get a look, a color grade applied to your images before Adobe has a chance to kind of make a mess of how it interprets the color data. This editing process, I think leaning on color profiles to do the heavy lifting color-wise for you in Lightroom, it's really been a game changer for me. I recently made a video about how much I despise editing, and this is one of the things that I have implemented, even though it took me many months and countless hours to get this right. I now feel like I'm in a place where I really can get very close to a one-click edit, and I love the looks that I'm getting underneath, and it feels great not to spend so much time in Lightroom. So I hope that this video helps you achieve the same. If you're also sick of editing, thank you very much if you do decide to download your own copy of the color kit. But either way, that's all I've got for this video. Thanks so much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I will be back very soon with another video.